She and her husband had just moved into the new neighborhood when the neighbors from afar cast strange glances at them. Beth thought it was because her husband Rob had casually said a swear word that annoyed the neighbors. So she quickly explained and apologized.
He doesn't usually swear.
Relax. We're from Brooklyn.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck.
Only then did Beth realize that the person in front of her might not be a good guy either. Wanting to stay away from these people, she greeted them and turned to head home. But the neighbor stopped her in time.
After you unpack, invite us over. I'll give you the skinny on all the neighbors. You know, who to avoid.
Although reluctant, she could only agree with a smile. Soon, the neighbor came over for a visit.
Look, we have 4 little rugrats. At some point, they're gonna break something that you won't. Not to worry, we will pay for it.
Faced with such offensive behavior, Beth and her husband could only smile awkwardly. But later, the neighbor became more and more reckless. They directly questioned their relationship.
Come on. That's how you treat a maid, not your wife.
Rob, who had never faced such a situation, could only ask Beth for help. Beth thought these two people had ulterior motives and were very likely trying to sow discord between her and her husband.
Rob is such a wonderful provider. I consider it an honor to take care of him.
She firmly stood by her husband's side to defend him, although the neighbors still stared at Rob relentlessly. Under Beth's tough tone, the neighbor could only say that they didn't mean to ruin the atmosphere. Later, the male neighbor gave the female neighbor a look, and after greeting them, the two left, while shopping in the supermarket. She accidentally heard the neighbors talking about her husband.
Leo said he saw him in the parking lot of some diner. Rob was kissing a waitress.
She wanted to lean in to listen more, but accidentally knocked over the cans next to her. The two locked eyes, and Beth could only flee the scene in a hurry. The neighbor chased her from the supermarket to her home. It was then that the neighbor learned that Beth was a housewife and rarely went out. Plus, she had lost her daughter forever before, but at this point, Beth still trusted her husband and was still deceiving herself. Seeing how deeply Beth was obsession, the neighbor could only give her some comfort and then left. But in the evening, Beth received a call from her husband.
Honey, I hope you haven't started dinner yet. I gotta meet a client out for a drink.
Her husband's work didn't involve any clients at all, and she guessed there must be something wrong. She calmly pretended to be waiting at home, then immediately went out to the scene. She arrived at the entrance of the restaurant mentioned by the neighbor. She opened the car door and indeed found her husband in this restaurant. But when she saw the scene, she completely collapsed.